builder, colony management, space stuff, psychotherapy simulator. Choices matter. Story driven. Add a dash of clones? This is the recipe for the altars. Does it taste okay? Watch on and find out. My name is Thoraxe, and this is Strategy for Busy People. If you've got a few minutes, I'll tell you what to play. I love my space stuff here on Strategy for Busy People. I also like builders and colony management sims. The Altars by 11-Bit Studios has all of these things and more, so I decided to give it a try. I put almost 7 hours into it. What good would a story-driven game be if it didn't start out with some terrible disaster that left you stranded as the only survivor? How good could such a game be if you weren't completely ill-equipped to save yourself? You're probably thinking that this trope has been done to death before, and you would be right. But it's never been done to death before with clones. No, that's not really a spoiler. Very quickly into the game, the story leads you to the irrefutable fact that, without many hands to make light work, you are going to die. Fortunately for you, it just so happens that the to-be-determined-if-evil-or-not mining corporation that sent you on this ill-fated mission has made some kind of quantum backup of all of your memories. And this is fortunate because said corporation has also done some cloning experiments, and, wouldn't you know, the sole reason for this mining mission was to collect a material called rupidium, which is conveniently capable of powering an artificial womb to grow a clone of you based on this quantum memory backup. There's just one hitch, though, and that's that this is all probably very illegal, and the clones of you were kind of pissed that they basically were created just to save your ass. Oh, and they all have slightly different memories for you to argue about. And this rupidium happens to be on a planet which is in some kind of 3-star system, and the planetary surface is regularly annihilated when the sun rises. So you have to keep the wheel ship thing rolling while it keeps getting stuck due to things and stuff. No pressure, folks. Okay, maybe that's several hitches, but hey, complexity makes games good, right? But back to your clone memory timelines differing. The different memory timelines result in your clones having different skills, which give them varying buffs related to jobs that need to be done. But seriously, your clones will argue about their differing memories. The varying aspects of your personality are a constant source of tension in the game between your clones, known as alters. This is also where some of the choices matter aspects of the game come in. As you converse with the alters, your dialogue choices will promote positive or negative mental states across varying feelings, and these states will impact the alter's performance or possibly give rise to special events. Interestingly, the game keeps track of your choices, and loading a previous save results in the game showing you which dialogue choices you made last time you went through a conversation. I think this is a tacit encouragement of scum saving, but hey, who knows? You are the de facto captain now by the nature of the fact that the actual captain is dead, so you're in charge of both what the crew does and making sure that morale stays at acceptable levels. I am referring, of course, to the aforementioned jobs to be done. You can assign these crew member clones to different rooms on your wheel ship thing so that you can best keep it rolling along. Growing plants to turn into food, mining operations, and doing maintenance on the base. All of these things are important jobs that need to be done, but there are only so many hours in the day to do these jobs. And doing these jobs outside involves getting irradiated. Doing them inside may also involve getting irradiated if you don't choose to keep making new radiation filters to keep the inside of the ship protected. So there's some balancing to be done. You also get the option to work everyone for extended hours, which should unsurprisingly be used sparingly to keep morale high. Running around outside and exploring gave me really strong Death Stranding vibes. In fact, a lot of aspects of this game give me strong Death Stranding vibes, mostly due to the nature of the weirdness of rupidium as well as some of these bizarre quantum space anomalies that you need to explore with a special flashlight. I mean, look, it's not a baby in a jar level of weird story, but still. Anyway, running around outside involves finding resource deposits which need to be mined, and honing in on the exact spot to build the mine involves this scanning mechanic, which, to be honest, seems a little silly. Until you find the exact point of the highest concentration of the underground resource, you can't seemingly build the mine at all. Why can't you just build it wherever and take a production penalty? Who knows? There are multiple types of resources in this game, from minerals to organics to rubidium and, of course, metals. Constructing supplies, food, base extensions, and pretty much anything requires consuming these resources to varying degrees. You do have the ability to unlock different ways to convert one resource into another, like the special organics to polymers conversion I got through a specific dialogue event sequence, unlocked by having a particular clone to help me with my ex-wife. Yeah, choices matter. But even with the beautiful graphics and the supportive music and the mostly interesting choices matter storyline and all these different colony management type mechanics and building mechanics and all of these things, the game simply left me feeling wanting for something more. Before I give my final verdict, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Agree with me, disagree with me, or want to see other content? Let me know in the comments below. Want to try this game yourself? Check out my humble affiliate link below. And if you want to support me in making more of these videos, become a patron on Patreon. Your support really makes a difference.
There must be another one of those cargo drops.
The final verdict.
Personal luggage.
While this game has all kinds of things going for it and checks all kinds of options, it just never really strongly came together for me. You can't argue that I dislike story-driven action RPGs with building mechanics because I have over 60 hours in Death Stranding, but much like the annoying mineral scanning mechanic, much of this game seems like it was simply created to give you something to do while passing the time between storyline events. Granted, the management of a limited crew and resources against time, radiation, starvation, and emotional instability is supposed to create a sense of anxiety, but I want that anxious feeling to somehow be positively stressful and not simply an annoying sequence of events to be overcome. On my trademark 3-point score scale of avoid, meh, and I forgot to eat, even though I put nearly 7 hours into this game, it just never fully gripped me, and for that, it's just meh. There are so many things about it that were good, and I certainly ate lots of mush and prepared meals and played my fair share of beer pong in the social room. If you can let an interesting story and mystery carry you through clunky mechanics and frustrating, anxiety-inducing management, this might be the game for you. But I decided to pack up my rubidium and see if I could grow some mutant blackberries from the wild blackberries that are already in my yard, because what could go wrong with genetically modifying plants using space rocks from a planet that has random interdimensional quantum portals?